Okay. So, first, could you introduce yourself to everyone who may be meeting you for the first time?
Yes, hi. My name is Shabnam Hassami. I have been a psychotherapist for more than 20 years. And also I came to Theta Healing about 2004, 2005, or no, actually, yes, not 2004, 2014. Yeah. Yeah. And so I love this modality. And I love being with you guys. I like being with like minded people. And I love to support people to become the best version of themselves.
So, the next question is, what originally led you to the path of healing and personal transformation?
Right. Oh, okay. I have to wait.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this has been my path from the beginning. Um, I remember when I was little, because I'm from Iran. I'm also the Tadjikistan coordinator for Iran and translator for the Persian people. And I remember in my childhood, uh, my grandparents lived in north of Iran by the Caspian Sea, and in a beautiful, beautiful nature. And I remember walking around the nature and seeing fairies. So like I have very early memories of being in contact with nature spirits and seeing things. And back then I thought it was just normal. I thought everybody did that. And I have this memory of, this is a very actually personal memory. It's coming up, so I'm gonna just share it with you. I have this memory of my grandmother. She was upset about something and she was sitting in her room and she was crying. And I remember I went there and I sat with her and I held her hand. I was probably like 5 years old. I held her hand like we do in Theta Healing. And she's just started like talking to me about what she was upset about, as if I was a counselor or a healer, and I was only 5 years old. It just happened very naturally. And I remember something in my heart. I felt it, and it was very, very significant for me. There was something in my heart that really wanted to help her. And I remember just holding her hand and just feeling this feeling in the heart that I want to help her. I don't know how, I don't remember how exactly, but I want to do this. So I think from very early on, um, I just liked this idea of being connected to all that is and affecting life with it, nurturing life with it, and helping others. So I think it started very early on. But then there are other stories when I became a psychotherapist. I was very highly academic. And then I started feeling like there has to be something more in the therapy room. And I started thinking about that spark of God inside of people that gets activated and people start shifting. So then that led me to wanting to learn about healing as a psychotherapist.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that question.
Okay, so the next question is, before this work, what kind of a person were you?
Before which work? Eternal Radiance work or before Theta Healing? Before Theta Healing. So before Theta Healing, I think I was someone who was searching. Um, Someone who knew there's more, but didn't exactly know how to get there. Um, Theta Healing just changed everything in my life. Changed the way I looked at myself, the way I related to the world, the way it actually opened my mind to something that I've been looking for all my life. So I think I was searching before Theta Healing, And then after Theta healing, I started this kind of like process of discovering more, and being able to focus on the truth and allowing it to unfold. And that's something that is incorporated into my class as well, into the elective. So we're going to talk about that, the truth that keeps unfolding and keeps informing us. That was a very good question. I never thought about that.
Okay. So my next question is, was there a life experience that deeply changed the way you see the world? Of course, when you were little, but when you're an adult.
Okay. So yes, there wasn't a life experience that changed the way I see the world. And it was right after I found Theta healing. Because I used the system that I've worked with in the Eternal Radiance class before I found Theta healing for years. And it was always like, it was very informative for me to know my ego fixations and to know that, how they operate and stuff. But I had never actually changed the whole subconscious program of an ego fixation before Theta healing. I didn't have the tools to be able to go that deep before Theta healing. So when I found Theta healing, I started digging with all the knowledge I had before to actually work on an ego fixation that I knew I was stuck with. And, when you're stuck in an ego fixation, it's very like moves under skin. It's very, very, it's hard to actually catch yourself, right? But because I was studying it for many years, I know that was where I had stuckness. So I did lots of digging on myself to shift that ego fixation. And we can actually, if you need it, we can talk about what an ego fixation is. And once I cleared it, I remember I felt completely different. Like I felt the way that I look at myself, the way I relate to myself changed, the way I relate to people changed, the way I relate to money, to love, to relationships, to health, to the world, to God. Everything changed. And that was very, very life-changing for me.
Okay. So the next question is, what do you love most about this work?
So much. Okay. So, I mean, I love everything about it. I think it's amazing to be able to have the tools to inquire about the self and to be able to clear whatever is kind of like covering it. And I'm so grateful to Theta Healing for giving me the tools to be able to uncover what covers, the truth of self for me and others. That's what I like, because I love seeing people shine. I love seeing people coming home to themselves and living from the joy and fulfillment of their own truth. So that just makes my day. And I'm so grateful for my journey. I'm so grateful for Theta healing as a technique. I'm so grateful to Vayana. I'm so grateful for my soul family, who, all the people who have done their own part, they've done their own work. They've showed up for what has been true for them, like Akemi, like like everyone who's showed up for what's true for themselves to actually create this opportunity for me to show up for what I love. And that's helping people uncover their own truth inside the vibrant energy of eternal radiance within themselves.
Okay, so the next question is, oh, this is interesting. What is something people often misunderstand about healing or spiritual growth?
Thank you. So I think something that I've come across a lot is this idea that healing or spiritual, oh, we're going to whiteboard. Okay. Okay. So this idea that healing or spiritual growth means that we have to be completely fixed. This idea of fixing ourselves. And I kind of, more and more, I'm kind of realizing that this path of healing and spiritual growth is not so much about fixing something. It's about being able to acknowledge what is and allowing ourselves to remember who we are. Because through that remembering, we release a lot of stuff that otherwise we think we have to fix. I remember when I first started healing, the healing journey, when crystal healing was the first major healing technique that I started with, and I stayed with it for all these years. And I think this is like a divine timing that I probably will do for the rest of my life. I remember in the beginning, I had this feeling that there is something wrong with me, that someone has to like come up with a way of fixing this thing that is wrong with me. And the more I learned and the more I healed, I realized nothing is ever wrong with anybody. It's just, there are just different opportunities. Whatever we kind of encounter as a challenge is a different opportunity to remember something about who we are and to learn things and to move forward. So yeah, that's a short answer to your very profound question.
Thank you so much. Okay, so the next question is, what has been one of the biggest lessons in your personal journey?
Okay. Biggest challenges. So I think from time to time, like there are periods, like you can actually like divide my life into periods when I'm going through a big challenge. So I've had many big challenges. And one of the main things that I can talk about that I have recently encountered and working with is to be able to have the attitude of compassion towards things that we can never imagine being compassionate about. So, you know that I'm from Iran, we're going through this war, and there are lots of different ideas about how it should all be, like the world, how should it be? And as healers, I think we try to help move things forward, right? We want to change the world. And one of the challenging things that I've been learning is to choose love. regardless of the differences of opinion, regardless of where people come from. It's just like, can we stay dedicated to who and what we are, and no matter the situation, can we just check and see what would love say, and what would love do, and kind of release our judgments and stay committed to that. I don't know if that makes sense, Akemi, for you.
どうでしょうか?
Yeah.
No, it did. Thank you. It's beautiful. Okay, so the next question. When people spend time with you or attend your seminars, what do you hope they feel?
So when people hang out with me, I hope that they feel comfortable being themselves. And like, I have programs to actually enable people to do that. I like that. I like people feeling like they can be who they are around me, and that is accepted. And in my seminar, what I pray for that people feel by the end of it, and I'm grateful that that's something that they actually report that they do as well, is this energy of coming home to themselves. The comfort, the safety, the hope, the trust, the faith, all that, which is the essence of who we are, this energy of being home. Yeah, that's what I intend to bring with my seminar. And you can see I'm a very homey person.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So the next question.
Mhm.
What do you think people around the world are truly searching for right now?
Yeah, I obviously, from where I come from, I think people are searching for themselves. And I think we play lots of different games to find out about who we are. And I think ego fixation is one of the main challenges that we are having right now. And I see ego fixations as bridges that can illuminate the path to the self. So what is going on is not necessarily all that it seems.
That's good. I think I should ask you this question now. What is an ego fixation?
Okay. Okay. So an ego fixation is an identity that we have believed to be us. So it's through our experiences and on earth, sometimes because we're lacking, we're not remembering some of the essential qualities of who we are, because that's part of coming to the planet. We forget. We actually have encounters with the world, and we believe something about ourselves that is not true. Like, we believe that I'm not good enough. We believe that I'm too much. We believe that I have to be perfect, or it doesn't count if I'm not perfect. Okay? So there are beliefs that we subconsciously accept, and we identify with them as our identity. their belief systems that we think this is who we are. And because we identify with them, we actually distance ourselves from the self, from who we truly are. And that distance creates suffering. Okay.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay. This is the last question from me.
Mhm.
Finally.
Mhm.
What are you most excited about right now?
Ah. So there are a couple of projects that I'm doing that I'm very, very excited about, but I'm not going to share details because still early days. And I am looking forward to this summer with all the classes that we're having with different countries. The joy of seeing all my promised people, the joy of working with them, and the joy of holding the space so that they can come home to themselves. That's quite exciting for me. And we have some upcoming classes, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Thank you so much. Okay. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to ask everyone if they have any questions so far. Okay. So hold on. Okay. Let's see if we have questions.
Okay, you're open to that.
Okay. Yeah. Let's open the chat. And you can put it in your own language. Okay. Okay, we're going to give them a little bit of time.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And let's actually use this time to introduce the hosts for the upcoming classes. Co-host. Okay.
I think we have a question.
Yes. So I'm going to ask Huey to translate that. Oh, there's another one, Japanese. Okay, so we're going to translate this in the chat. So hold on.
See?
Okay, from Huey, the Chinese. How can this seminar help us? In what aspects?
Mhm. Okay. So the seminar has been written, it's been designed to help you be able to see. It's almost like a map for you to be able to see where you get fixated with an identity that is not you and all the suffering that creates in your life because of that ego fixation. Okay, so there are nine major different ways that we can actually do that we do that subconsciously. And you're going to learn about all nine different ways. And you will also learn about the higher perspective or the quality of your self, your true self, the essential qualities of your true self, that once you remember them, it actually releases the ego fixation. And then there are 9 different virtues that when we choose them, when we act on them, because virtues are not just thoughts, there are also deeds. Like there's a choice and action that goes with the virtues. So when we actually choose them and we act with those virtues, then we can actually bring ourselves into a balanced place within our ego. And being balanced in our ego actually helps us evolve in a painless way. We can call back our intuitive abilities a lot easier. We can evolve in a very smoother way, and we can create without limits. So at the end of the class on the 3rd day, we actually do this meditation where we open ourselves to this essential energy of our true radiance. And from that place, which is the spark of God inside of us, we create. And it's amazing how that actually works. You can actually very easily tap into that part of you that's a co-creator with creator's energy and create what your heart, what your soul, what your true self wants to create in this world. So I think it's a very, very deep, at the same time, very gentle kind of work that helps you clear all that covers your truth so you can be who you are, you can evolve easier, you can create easier, and you can enjoy life more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Okay. And the next question is, how can our soul shine?
Our soul already shines. That's just the essential quality of our soul. It's eternally radiant. It's always been. It is right now, and it will always be. And our work is not to make it shine, but to clear all that covers that radiance. So I use a lot of Rumi. I don't know if you guys know about Rumi, but I use a lot of Rumi's teaching in this class, a lot of Sufi teachings in this class. And Rumi has a poem that says, our job is not to find love, but to clear all that covers love, or all that kind of blocks love within ourselves.
Thank you so much. Those are beautiful questions, right?
Yes, amazing questions.
Okay, so thank you so much, Shabnam.